All right, let's talk about the checkout process. We've combined the old System Avo two-page checkout process into one smooth, more modern, very, very straightforward checkout page. So there is one page here. You're going to, if you came through the Shed Builder, you would have already had the customer potentially play around with whether they wanted the cash or COD, if they wanted to play around with rent to own. And this will carry through from that Shed Builder, step 8, to match whatever down payment they selected on that interactive payment calculator. All of that will carry through. If you came from the inventory sheds, like sheds on lot, you're going to want to ask them whether they want cash, if they want the rent to own, and walk them through their different payment options. So you're going to select here up at the top what type of option they want, and we have the program calculate all the information that you need there. So let's say that they're going to do a cash order. You've got that selected. We have a little eye here that is going to clarify if what the total due showing is a security deposit or if it's the cash on delivery amount, etc. So if they have questions about what those fields are, you can hover over that. You've got a tax exempt field. If you came from the inventory management, so if it was an on-lot shed and you're selecting the rent to owns, there'll be a little check mark that has an ACH option or not. If it's tax exempt, you see it'll pull off the tax and it'll give you a spot there to upload and to write in their tax exempt number. So down here we have a really cool feature. We've paired it with Google, so it's going to autofill the addresses for you. That'll make it a lot faster. If they have a different delivery address, you would go ahead and click that and fill it in. And then there's a really cool feature here is once you've used this auto fill in, we can have Google verify the directions by hitting this little blue button here. And boom, no longer do you have to write tons and tons of characters on those directions. The rest of the checkout here is you've got your required information in terms of their name. Let's go ahead and just jot a few of these things down. I'm going to say test and test. You can enter the driver's license if it's required. Let's go back and do a cash order. So you have a spot here to upload your driver's license. I'm just going to pick a random file. If they are a business entity, you can click on this and a field will come up for the business name. You've got the spot for the email, your phone numbers. Give me grace here as I fill this in so we can see what it looks like. Okay, you've got a spot for the co-consumer. If you are going to have a co-consumer on rent to owns, you would click that and fill in that information. If you forget anything necessary, pay attention to the pop-ups that occur on the top right. For example, if it requires a driver's license, then that's going to pop up on the right if you forgot to put it in. Of course, we move this back to a cash order, so it doesn't require it anymore. And then when you're ready, when you're ready for the total, if they want to put anything extra down, so if you use that interactive payment calculator to see how much extra down could get them to the monthly payment amount they wanted or something, you would put that right here. Since we're doing a COD right here, you could put whatever down payment the customer wants, and you'll see that adds up to the total received amount. You're going to select your payment type down here. So let's say, for example, we're going to do cash, and let's say that they're going to pay $200 with cash. If it's less than the amount that should be received based on the down that they have, the extra down that they wanted, and the total due for that day, depending on their payment method selected, then it's going to automatically pop up another box, and say, hey, what else are they doing in case it's a split payment? So then you can come in and say, oh, well, they're going to pay with check for the rest of this. If you, for example, do it over by too much, like let's say instead of this should be 104.03 is the difference for the split payment. But let's say that you accidentally make it 105.03 and you click off. If it's over the amount that it should be, it'll just go ahead and bounce it back down to the correct amount. So it's going to be your calculator double checking you there, your little assistant. You have a spot here for office notes that you can write that'll go directly to the office and show up with the order. And let's see, if, for example, you can delete a payment amount if that wasn't what we wanted. We have an option here of other as well. And for other, you can go ahead, let's say that they were paying by a PO. You can have office notes are 100% required if you're selecting the other payment method. So for now, let's go ahead and go back to our cash order. And we'll put the total amount that they want here, and we'll delete this one. All right, so we're ready to proceed to checkout. This is upset because I deleted it twice, but that's no problem. So then you're just going to hit proceed to checkout. And this is similar to what you've seen before with System Avo. You're going to have the option up here to send it for a signature. But before you do this, and it's a little counterintuitive, you have to go through right now and hit I approve. And you can have your customers sign down here and say how they heard about you. And then you would just click continue to submit. I'm going to go ahead and send this for a signature so that we can look at that in the next video. And that's your full checkout process. It'll redirect you to the customer satisfaction page if the customer signed in person there. And that we cover that in another video. But because we hit send for signature, it's going to redirect you to the orders management waiting for signature tab. Super cool. This is a list of all your orders that are waiting for signature with their pins.